The HomePod Mini is approaching its first birthday. Is it still a worthy addition to Apple's hardware lineup? My name's Carl from Team Burgundy, and it's time to find out. Hello and welcome to our in-depth look at Apple's baby smart speaker. If you're new to the channel, then a huge thanks for checking us out. The HomePod Mini was released on November the 16th, 2020 as a direct competitor to other smart speakers such as the Echo lineup from Amazon and the Hub range from Google Nest. And in that time, Apple have killed off the Mini's big brother, the HomePod. So if you're a dedicated Apple enthusiast, then the Mini is currently the only home audio option that the guys from Cupertino offer. Now for some context, my wife and I are both big fans of Apple, and at this point we're pretty heavily invested in their ecosystem. But saying that, we're always looking for the best possible tech solutions for our budget and have a carefully selected lineup of other technology products in our lives. So I feel like we're able to judge this quite fairly without being biased. So as usual in this video, we're going to take you through what you get in the box, the basic setup experience, our review of things like sound quality, the hardware itself and Siri. We'll go over some of our favourite features, and then a few tips and tricks to help you get the most out of your new speaker. Let's get cracking. Unboxing the HomePod Mini is the pure Apple experience. Clean, refined and simple. In the box, firstly you are greeted by the speaker itself, and I was initially shocked at just how compact it is. This thing is no bigger than a cricket ball and covered in a nice mesh fabric which adds to the premium feel. The Mini comes in both black or white and has a 6 feet power cable which connects via USB-C. A nice touch is that the cable is colour matched, but the power brick that goes into the plug socket is always white, regardless of which colour you choose. So it is worth keeping this in mind when making your choice if cable management is a factor for you. The power brick is nice and compact, provides 20 watts of power and also feels quality. Also in the box are some simple setup instructions and a single white Apple sticker. Overall we really like the design and think it fits with most rooms, does a nice job of looking classy and is small enough not to take over an entire worktop or bedside cabinet. Now setup is another area that Apple usually excel at, and I'm happy to report that the Mini was pretty straightforward. You do need a compatible iOS device, so that's an iPhone or an iPad made in the last few years, and there's no way to configure a HomePod Mini without an iOS device. Now I'm still using an iPhone 7 Plus that is really starting to show its age in terms of performance, but regardless of which phone you have, the setup process is the same. Switch the Mini on at the mains and bring your device nearby for the activation and pairing to start. You will need to answer a few questions like which room your speaker is going to live, say hi to the voice assistant to teach it your voice, more on that later, and after a little sprinkle of the Apple magic, you'll be up and running with the whole process taking a few minutes at most. Bear in mind the Mini connects to the same Wi-Fi network as your iOS device, and setup includes transfer of some important settings like Apple Music preferences, but you can edit some of these settings later on. So overall we really love the HomePod Mini, but there's a really big but here. It all depends on what you're looking for from your speaker, and you really need to give this some thought before you buy. We think the little Mini's sound quality is really good for its size, but we did find it disappointing compared to the Sonos One that it has replaced in various rooms around our home. The volume is easily loud enough to fill a modest size space, but despite all this fancy spatial awareness bells and whistles that are going on underneath the mesh, I can't help but feel like the sound feels somewhat tinny when the volume gets over halfway. Yes, you can combine two Minis in a stereo pair, but that doubles the cost and then is not an apples to apples comparison against single speaker setups. So let's be honest, if you're looking for the absolute best sound quality and money is no object, then I personally would recommend the Sonos speakers. We have a surround sound setup in our living room including two Sonos Play 1s, a play bar and sub connected to our TV, and we've always been blown away by Sonos sound quality at every size option they have. With the most recent Sonos speakers, you can also now use Airplay too, so you don't have to use the horrendous Sonos app. But our goals were slightly different. We wanted something that could fill all the rooms outside of the lounge with music, could act as a door chime for our Nest Hello doorbell. Be sure to check our other videos on how we set that up to work with the HomeKit, while still providing pleasing sound quality and allow us to retire the Sonos app forever. And at half the price of the Sonos One, we think the HomePod Mini delivers on almost all the fronts. The Mini is perfect in a bedroom, can act as an alarm clock, and be plenty loud as you will upset your neighbours before reaching full volume. It's also great in a kitchen if you want to listen to your favourite podcast or radio stream while cooking or ironing, and that is ultimately what you should be hoping for from a device of this size. I find performance can be slow at times when I'm handing off music, but then again that could be down to my old iPhone 7, so I'll be interested to see if that improves when I upgrade in the near future. We subscribe to Apple Music via the Apple One plan and have done for some time, so for us, the Mini is absolutely brilliant value for money as it integrates seamlessly with our playlists and music collections, which we've spent years refining. If however you're a Spotify user, then bear in mind it's still really unclear if or when the two parties are ever going to play nicely together. So I'd probably recommend you opt for one of Amazon or Google's solutions, and if you do that, then you're also going to enjoy a massive benefit from their vastly superior voice assistant offerings. Seriously, Siri is still rubbish, and we just hardly bother with it anymore. Anything but the most basic requests don't seem to work properly, and it always just leaves me wondering how have Apple not fixed this gimpy leg of their offerings yet. But with all that being said, it's really only a matter of time until we get around to putting one of these little guys in each room, and at the time of recording this I'm starting to see rumours of some other HomePod designs in the works, so let's just hope that also includes giving Siri some much needed skills. Okay, so let's talk about some of the best features we've found of the HomePod Mini. First up is intercom. I find myself using this a lot more than I thought I would. Essentially, you can use the Home app on your device, or you can talk to Siri from one Mini and ask to make an announcement to all the other Minis in your home.
Dinner's ready in 5 minutes. Downstairs, please.
The really nice thing is you don't even need to be at home for this to work.
Dinner's ready in 5 minutes. Downstairs, please.
Next up is Airplay 2 and HomeKit. Now, Apple gave Airplay a significant boost in 2020 with the release of Airplay 2, which introduced multi-room streaming, so you can now stream different songs to different rooms at the same time, or sync one song across some or all of the rooms around your home. HomeKit support is also a really big win for us as we continue to develop our smart home. We've now got quite a lot of Philips Hue bulbs, and the Mini acts as a HomeKit hub for controlling lighting with your voice. And this really does make life easier, which is the whole point of having a smart home in the first place, isn't it? The Mini is now working as the chime for our Nest doorbell, which did require another bit of hardware to configure. We have a separate video up on the Starling hub, so be sure to check it out. But it all now works great. Tips and tricks then, and the first one we're going to look at is handoff. This can be a useful feature depending on where your HomePod Mini is placed. Essentially, instead of clicking through iOS to AirPlay a song to the speaker, you can just hover your phone or iPod Touch over the top of the speaker and it will be handed off after a few seconds. What's really nice is this also works in reverse to transfer playback from the speaker to your phone. Next up, we're going to look at disabling your listening history. The HomePod Mini will respond to anybody's request to play a song, so this is an important setting if you don't want other people's requests to influence your Apple Music recommendations. Handy if you've got young children and you don't want your carefully curated Apple Music library being taken over by the Paw Patrol theme tune. Last but certainly not least is creating a stereo pair if you're lucky enough to have two HomePod Minis. You can set them up to work together and create a very impressive sound to fill a larger room, or maybe use as a surround sound speaker solution from your Apple TV. To achieve this, all you need to do is simply add both HomePods to the same room in the Home app. iOS will ask you if you want to create a pair and gives you a chance to test each speaker so you can work out which one is which, and once complete you'll then see the two speakers as a single speaker option. This process is reversible, so if you ever want to split the speakers back out again, you can certainly do that too. So there you have it. Thanks for sticking around till the end. We really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you found it useful, please drop us a like as it helps our channel to grow, and subscribe if you want to see more in the future. I've been Carl from Team Burgundy, and we'll see you again next time.